What is good, YouTube? It's your boy, and today we are going to learn about Paladin and Elyon. I've had a couple homies asking me for some information and advice upon Paladin. Now, there are a lot of things that I have not done on Paladin, so this is why this is a beginner-based guide. And as I gain more skill, more item level, and I'm able to perform like raids and actually compete in PvP on NA server, then I can release a more advanced guide on the class. But as of right now, we're just gonna jump into the basics. So let's get it. Alright, so currently my character is AFK farming in easy. So this build that I have currently is made for AFK farm efficiently, damage base, while also allowing you to do dungeons, open world content, right? So this is going to be a PvP or PvE focused build. Like I said, for this beginner's guide, this is for you paladins that are looking to get in the game, looking to grind, looking to get your item level up. I am currently on day 11 and I'm at 599. I could definitely 100% hit 600. What I'm doing is I am stockpiling potions, rune powder, and other items to push my item level higher. I'm actually sitting on 2 upgrades right now, just my ring. But 11 days in, and you know it's RNG based, obviously, but this build is working for me, and I feel like I am progressing very fast in the game, and my goal is to help you guys do the same thing. So let me leave this dimensional portal and then let's go over the build. So the one thing I noticed about Paladin is that for PvE, it has the capability of being AoE focused, which makes it strong, like very strong in PvE. I would put it at the higher tier character for PvE. Now, if I was going PvP on Paladin, I would be more support focused. Like I said, we're just gonna focus on my PvE build. So we're gonna start with my skills right now. Punishment is pretty high priority as far as a purple, but it is not your highest priority. Highest priority is actually rushing light and brilliant light sword. Those are the two most important purples. Punishment is very, very, very good, very essential. It's necessary for every build. PvP, PvE, doesn't matter. It's just a really great like filler skill. It's a really great DPS skill that you can add into your rotation. But I say it's filler because it's like spammable, other than when you get the procs. But anyway, Annihilating Light. This is another filler skill that wastes your meter. So you don't really want to go purple because it reduces damage, but the green increases the range and then it removes split damage, which means it technically does more damage to more mobs because it's no split damage. So this is really essential for PvE, right? And like I said, this skill itself, it consumes will and energy. Energy is just your standard mana bar, but will is the paladin's own damage meter. Like the more will you have, the more damage you can do with certain skills. And the two skills that this build is mostly using to use will is Judging Light and Annihilating Light. Annihilating Light is a filler skill to use outside of the rotation of Judging Light. And like I said, we're going to go over this rotation just a little bit. So Rushing Light, and let me explain that. This is your largest AoE skill. And this pairs really well with Blink Sword and active Blink Sword skill attribute. But Rushing Light, like I said, not only does it build meter, grant you tenacity, but it heals you and it does damage. Like this, it's one of the most well-rounded skills, and it's on a 6-second cooldown. You literally will be using this off cooldown because it's just such a great skill. And then when you get the purple Displacing Rushing Light, it becomes more offensive, which allows it like so. It deals more damage and has like more of a range, though the duration of the damage is decreased. So you're dealing a lot more damage in a shorter amount of time. Like absolutely just a must. Brilliant Light Sword is your main mobility skill. And this can be spaced out. Like you don't have to use Brilliant Light Sword all at once. It's 3 procs. Unlike it's similar to Slayer's Void Slash, where it has 2, but this has 3, and they can be spaced out, similar to Slayer as well, right? So the standard Paladin combo, Brilliant Light Sword, which you can W Brilliant, S Brilliant to go forward and backwards, like this. Forwards, back, and then forward again. You can also go sideways as well. But the standard combo is going to be Brilliant Sword into a Rushing Light into a Blink Sword. And that is how you're going to start your AoE combo when you're pulling mobs. That is literally your bread and butter. It's your lowest cooldown combo for Paladin, because you have a 10-second cooldown on Brilliant Light, you have a 6-second cooldown on Rushing Light, and then you have a 12-second cooldown on Blink Sword. So pretty much by the time Brilliant Light's up and you use Brilliant Light and Rushing Light, Blink Sword should be up. And this main combo is not only going to build will for your meter, it's also going to give you energy back when you're using Blink Sword. So you're basically recovering all of your resources by using this combo off cooldown and setting yourself up for your larger combos. So let's say I go Brilliant Light Sword. I'm just going to show this and I'm going to go back to the skills. So let's say I go Brilliant Light Sword into Rushing Light into Blink Sword. I can go last hit of Brilliant Light Sword into a Judging Light, because I'm like, let's say I'm full will meter, right? Something like that, right? All right. So outside of that, I also have Holy Blessing. If I had more skill attributes, I would get the blue for Holy Blessing, which activates this automatically. It's really good. I would definitely get that. Holy Ground's a good skill. I definitely like this skill. And you could potentially use, if you wanted to, you could use Holy Ground over Sacred Grace, but I like Sacred Grace because it gives you a barrier, whereas Holy Ground more so reduces the damage. It does give you a little bit of an iframe, but the barrier on Sacred Grace, it cleanses, while also decreasing damage, while also restoring will. So as far as DPS goes, Sacred Grace is a resource builder while also shielding you from damage, and then the cooldown is twice as low as Holy Ground. So like I said, Holy Ground it's a good alternative, but as far as making a damage-based build, I think you're better off using Sacred Grace. And then Holy Heal, long cooldown, it does use energy. However, when you get the blue, its instant cast gives you more HP and it decreases cooldown. It's absolutely amazing. And it does not consume will when you get the blue. But even without the blue, it's still a great skill. It's great to have on your bar in case you just want to save yourself, right? It's really just a save yourself, man. It's a huge heal over time, and you don't see many classes with a larger heal than that, larger support skill. It's great in PvE and PvP. Judging Light, our last skill. This is literally your hardest hitting skill. It's a transcendent. It's super long range. Like, I cannot stress how great this skill is. And the more stacks of will you have, the more damage, the more attack speed that you gain from using Judging Light. So like I said, that's why you start your combo Brilliant Light and Rushing Light and a Blink Sword into a Judging Light, because you'll be max will, and then you'll gain other boosts, other buffs on top of using Judging Light, which will increase your other parts of your rotation. So Judging Light is just not only your best skill, you need to use it off cooldown, but you also want to make sure that you have max stacks of will, which, like I said, that can be done by let's say Blink Sword into Rushing Light into Blink Sword. I'm sorry, and then Judging Light. That was actually brilliant into Rushing Light, into Blink Sword, into Judging. And then let's say I want to activate Holy Blessing. I would do something like Brilliant, Rushing, Blink, and then I would do Holy Blessing for the damage boost into a Judging Light. And then after I use Judging Light, all my willpower is gone. That's when you activate Sacred Grace, and then you instantly gain resources back. You go into a Rushing Light and Blink Sword combo again, and then that's when you start alternating Annihilating Lights. And every time you're gaining resources from using Rushing Light, Blink Sword, and other skills, like I said, like Sacred Grace, you could use Annihilating Light at about 70%. Or like 100%. You really want to get to 100%, but as long as you're near 70 to 100%, it's good to use Annihilating Light as, you know, as filler, but it's best at max. You know what I mean? It's always best to be at max if you can. But basically, like I said, Annihilating Light is filler up until Judging Light comes back. Once Judging Light's closer to being off cooldown, you're pretty much going to you're just pretty much going to want to save your will for Judging Light. And the only other skills I have here is Blade of Honor, and like I said, Punishment. Punishment is literally a filler. There's no accurate place for me to tell you to put this into your into your combo. Like, it's no set place, but you know what I would do is, like, let's say I did that into a Blink, into a damage boost, into a Judging Light, and then I still have some energy left. Keep in mind your Punishment uses energy a lot, so let's say I'm spamming this and I'm gaining energy back. If I get low, that's when I'm going, like, I can cancel, like I can do right click, cancel, and the left click. So right click, cancel, and the left click. Blink Sword, Punishment. I'm low, I cancel in the left click. And then I go into another skill like Sacred, into a left click, into a Punishment, to Brilliant, into Rushing, into Blink, into a Punishment, to left click, get my energy up, back into a Judging Light. You get the point. I'm alternating my left click for energy and a stiffing and will recovery, and then I'm also using Punishment to drain energy. So it's kind of like Paladin is all about balancing your resources. The better you get at balancing your resources, the better DPS you're going to have on this class. All right, so now on to Mana Awakening. I'm using Preparation. Like, that's pretty much the only thing I use. I have Scholar for skill attributes, and then Precision. Accuracy and Scholar are the most important out here. And then I have not gone into my other third key imprint yet. These two are the most important. Right now I am saving. I actually have 120. So what I'm going to actually do for my first Transcendent imprint is I'm going to go for Magic Aggregation, which recovers max energy. And like I said, Paladin's all about resource management. So getting the energy and dealing damage equivalent to AoE is just going to pair very well with my Paladin build. And then what I have for basic imprints is increase my main stats, increase max attack, increase min attack. You want that attack, man. You want that stack. Critical hit power, you want that stacked, man. And then I have HP absorption so that I can gain HP back, which is pretty essential for anyone who wants to do any type of PvE, man. HP absorption. So then when I go to my stats and at the bottom here, I have an HP recovery, and then I have lifesteal with 20 HP absorption. So lifesteal on top of HP absorption. I'm very healthy on my Paladin, man. I am very healthy. Very, very healthy. All right, so, and then let's go over Rune Attributes really quickly. 33 yellow primary, and then 33 purple secondary. And then next, I would go for red into orange. So priority is 33 yellow, 33 purple, and then maybe 21 red, and then 21 orange or 21 blue. Depends. If you want to do any type of PvP, you're going to want to go for blue before orange. But if you're just PvEing, you know, you can Like I said, the priority is as I said. So for red, I have refined power, increase all damage. Then I have basic attack speed. Don't get me wrong, critical hit power is also good, but it's the fact that attack speed pairs very well with Paladin and Judging Light. So you might as well stack that. And then Judgment for the electric is also good. But reserved power is it's debatable. There's more testing. I would go with Judgment just because the Lightning Bolt is very easy to hit with Paladin because it has a lot of multi hits. So for my basic 9 on orange, I'm just going with ground strike damage, which ground strike damage is gonna pair with rushing light, and then it's also going to pair with judging light. Uh, so those are like really two really good skills, man. And those are probably my most used damage skills, so that's kind of why I'm going for that. And then concussion, increase your critical hit rate. That's self-explanatory, man. XP great for grinding, but I mean, honestly, if you're where I'm at and you're level 47, you might want to do blissful harvest just for better drops. But XP just we're grinding level 52, so you might want to get as much XP as possible. Again, critical hit rate, self-explanatory, man. Self-explanatory. Stalk increases damage when you use a skill with agility because your main DPS, like your DPS rotation, like I said, which is brilliant light into rushing, into blink isn't agile. So because of that, you're gonna proc stalk automatically with your main DPS rotation, and then it's stacked. So you're getting a 6% damage bonus just for doing your main rotation. That's another reason why you want to be doing it off rotation. And then again, adrenaline. I'm stacking attack speed on Paladin. Like boys and girls, I am stacking attack speed. Like that's all you want for Paladin. And then rune energy. If I had an insane amount of runes, I would go for accuracy, but because I don't, I still need runes. So for green, I'm just doing combat energy recovery for DPS. I mean, you could do HP recovery if it was PV. I don't even know if you want that for PvP, honestly. I just felt like combat energy is so good across the board because more energy recovery means more skills. And then for Paladin, you already have some of these support skills. The HP recovery might not be worth it. But yeah, stronger together increases damage. When you're next to party members, again, it's damage, man. Like it's self-explanatory. Max HP and then decrease PvE damage taken. If I was doing PvX, maybe possibly do sheet metal, but I'm PvE right now, so I'm just using steel. Obviously for PvP, you want to use ironclad. And then for purple, it's glass cannon. I need damage. Like the damage penalties is worth it for the damage. And then winning move, again, more damage. Fleeting increases damage and healing upon entering combat status. So I'm gaining more damage at the start of battle. Wrath, it keeps me from being CC'd because I have explosion that keeps enemies away from me. And then I have the expert shock removal, which again, this is actually great for bossing. It's great for PvE. Don't think this is just a PvP thing. This is amazing across the board. To have that shock removal actually increases your DPS. Because if you get stuck in a CC chain, it's gonna be hell. It's straight up gonna be hell, man. So that shock removal is gonna keep you mobile, keep you present, keep you out of CC blocks. Alright, so we went over Mana Awakening, we went over runes, we went over build. The only thing that I haven't showed you guys is my gear, which it's not amazing, but it's okay. Oh, my runes. Let me go over my runes for my gear before I highlight the gear. The runes for my gear is I'm trying to stack as much accuracy as possible. I have 157 accuracy, which is nowhere near as high as it needs to be. Like accuracy is priority, and then skill attribute is secondary. So that's pretty much all I have right now is a bunch of accuracy. There might be one or two here that aren't, because they have extra stats that I didn't want, but it's RNG when you roll for tier 5s, right? It's all RNG, but it's all accuracy, man. That's literally all you want. You want to stack as much accuracy as possible on this class. And then, so for the helmet, I'm using 4-piece sharp, and then my breakthrough gloves, and then breakthrough weapons. breakthrough main hand, and then breakthrough offhand. I got pretty lucky with these, you guys. Got pretty lucky. Have to do an updated enhancement. My boots were very unlucky. Stopped at +3. I could literally reset these, and if I don't get it higher than +3, like, I don't know what to say. But I have easy gains, is what I'm saying. Easy gains on the way. But the 4-piece sharp senses for critical hit power is just absolutely essential. If I did not have this breakthrough offhand, I would want to do 2-piece swift because I would want attack speed for Paladin. That would be my alternative for my PvE set. Obviously, PvP set, you're going for honor. But for PvE to catch up to grind efficiently, you're going to want sharp 4 pieces or 4 pieces plus 2-piece swift with 2 breakthroughs. But once you move to 3 breakthroughs, you're only going to be able to have 1 set. So you want 4-piece boots, legs, chest, helmet. For rings, I have Apostles Balance, which it's not even in its set because I don't have the other one. Challengers, which just decreases damage taking. The stat on Apostles is not good. I wouldn't want that stat for rear strike damage. It's just not really good, but it's all I got right now. Decreases incoming damage from boss mobs is really good for warriors, and then decreases incoming damage for knights is there. Those are both really good passives. Yeah, guys, that is my beginner's guide for Paladin. I know I dropped a lot of info, so if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. I thank you guys so much for watching. Peace and love, everyone.